Good evening, everyone. I hope everybody's doing great today. Happy Friday. Today is a very special day. We have a very special guest, somebody that we've had on the show back in January, I believe it was. And I'm really excited that she offered to come back and do another chat and interview with us so we can get to know her a little bit better. And you all can ask more questions again, of course, as always. Questions are welcome. So without further ado, everybody, welcome back Linda with L&L Paranormal. Welcome. So glad you're joining us again.
I'm happy to be here.
Yes, excellent. Thank you for joining me. I'm so glad to. It's summer now, completely different time of year. Last time you were here was January. It was dark in the background. Now we got some light back here, so we can see each other very well. So how you been? How you doing?
I've had better days, honestly.
Oh, that's too bad. How your team has some definite plans coming up though that we have discussed already. So we've already went over a little bit about your team, but do you want to give us a little summary again for those who didn't get to watch last January?
Yeah. L&L was established in 2016 with me and Mama, who is now unfortunately deceased, and we've been going on since 2016. Myself is the lead investigator. I'm the empath medium of the group, I guess you could say. And we haven't really done too much over the years, only because it's been a slow start off and on. So it's been a rocky road actually for us for this year, with losing an original team member to be just a couple months ago and trying to get reestablished back into the paranormal field because of some events that happened back in 2018 to me. So.
Okay, gotcha. Well, we welcome you back into the field, and you're always more than welcome to investigate with Unveil and the rest of us, and we'd love to investigate with you too. I know that's on our to-do list.
Yep. I was I follow your page and I was like, I need to really get tickets, but since February has been kind of hard for me. I've been pretty much, I took myself out of the field, paranormal wise, and then pretty much my personal life because I had shoulder surgery back in February. Luckily, I was out of the sling when we went to the Monroe house in April. And then just last week, I had another surgery dealing with some personal reasons. And so I'm out of the field for now, but I'm still working on quite a few different things for the team. I got a list of things that I want to get done before we head to the Hannah house in August.
Yep. And you'll be setting up a table there?
Yep, we will be there as part of the event. So I'm super stoked about that. I'm going to be getting stickers made up and decals made up and making like these little goodie bags, I guess you could say, for the little ones. And
awesome.
Of course, we'll have our decals there. So
that's very cool. Very cool. We will be there also, so I'll definitely get to see you at Hannah House. And then how about October? Are you planning to join us for Para-Unity?
Yep, we are still planning on that. I am super stoked on, and I do have 2 people joining me. Well, my ghost, as I call him. He'll be there, but he'll also be in his costume from Soul Takers Acres. And then his friend, well, acquaintance, they don't call each other friends, will be there in his bat costume, hopefully. So it's going to be a good time. So they're going to promote Soul Takers Acres also with us while we're there.
Awesome. That's awesome. Yep, I will definitely be there too. And for those of you curious, I don't have a banner for Hannah House, but I do have Para-Unity here if you're interested in coming to see us and coming to see L&L Paranormal and Linda. The convention is October 22nd, 2022. It's going to be in Peru, Indiana from 10 to 6. So right there's the information. We are still looking for vendors. If anybody's interested, reach out to Shadow Seekers. They will get you set up and get you to be one of the vendors. So there's the information. I'll go ahead and move this. So that's awesome. I'm so glad. Do you have any investigations coming up? I knew you had Monroe House. Nothing
No,
planned?
I do not have no, because I've been out of the field due to my surgeries and everything. We don't have anything coming up, unfortunately. And living in Claypool, and that's where our home base is at, is Claypool. I forgot to mention that. Sorry. We're close to Warsaw. And Warsaw is the orchid capital of the world. So not a lot of people like want to admit that their houses are haunted because, well, that will be like taking the value down or something. I don't know. There's a lot of rich people that live in that city. It's like, so we don't have anything coming up, unfortunately. So I wish we did.
Okay. Since you're, I guess I didn't realize you're near Warsaw. Have you ever been to Kosciuszko County Jail?
I've been there, yes, but
Okay.
I have not actually investigated there. Back in 2013, actually, I have a story to tell about that. 2013, I was there with my ex-husband and my son. We took my son to go see the historical tour or something like that.
Yeah.
So they had going on, and we were standing like I want to say the very ground floor, and we were at this. The woman was talking about how he went to jail, and she asked if anybody had a lighter, and my ex-husband had raised up a lighter and said, "Will this work?" And she was like, "Well, no, that I don't even know how to use that." And he went to put it back in his pocket, and it completely like ended up in her cell. Nobody moved because she was still talking. So you would think that it would just drop straight down by his foot. No, it ended up all the way in her cell.
Wow.
Unexplained. Yeah, it was like I would love to investigate the jail, but every time I call about investigating, they know. So
Okay. You just so it's really hard to get in there. I know that. We might not have to schedule time to go to Kosciuszko County together or something because it is a great place to investigate. I highly recommend it. The people that run the actual ghost hunts are pretty awesome too. So definitely we'll need to talk about that another time. But yeah, I definitely recommend it. I've investigated it several times. That was years ago. I investigated it with other teams. And then I've also did the world's largest ghost hunt there. Back in I think it was 2018 was the year I did it there. So yeah, it's definitely worth it. So
like
yeah, Brad, you'll definitely want to check it out. It's an interesting place. So yeah, that's cool. So do you have, other than that, I mean, that's probably the closest location to you, I would think. Is there any other locations you would like to get to investigate maybe in the next year?
We had plans actually to investigate like Waverly Hills Sanatorium.
Okay.
It was going to be an event put on from L&L, but unfortunately those plans got knocked out of the water because certain teams didn't want to do it.
Yeah, that's okay.
Yeah. So we do have a lot of places that we want to investigate. Like I have over 170 locations now. My 2 binders that I have, there's over 170 locations. I do have a top 5 list though, but
yeah.
So
what would you say is your top 5 though? Like if you could choose.
My top 5 is Waverly Hills Sanatorium.
Okay.
The Hannah House.
Okay.
Chester House. The Loveland Castle, I think it is.
In Ohio?
In Ohio. Yeah.
Okay.
And then Bell Mansion.
Bell Mansion?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
I was actually supporting them today. I wore my Bell Mansion shirt that I got when I was there, and everybody asked me about it. So
Oh, did you? Yeah,
one of
because
my
you were
favorite
there
shirts.
recently, right?
Yep, back in May.
Awesome. Yeah. Did you do a public investigation or what kind of investigation? You've not done a private there, right? I assume.
I've actually done nothing at the Bell
Oh,
Mansion,
okay.
unfortunately. Every time it's popped up with the um here recently, I haven't had the extra funds to do it because I've been off
Yeah.
work. So
Yeah.
well, I'll eventually get there to do it. Eventually,
Yeah.
it's on my bucket
Absolutely.
list.
Yeah, it's definitely something different to experience. A lot of those that you've listed, I've been to almost all of them. I've never been to Loveland Castle, I will say that. I don't know if you can get in there though. As an investigator, I'm not sure. But have you've not investigated any of your top 5, is that correct?
Nope,
No.
unfortunately. Every time I make plans, something happens, and certain subjects
Yep.
just don't want to.
Yeah. Absolutely.
So
Well, here, look, I'm going to tell you, I've been in this field for a couple years, and it will all turn around. I promise you that. You just have to have the right people with the same goals as you and the same vision as you, and you'll be on track where you want to be. So hang in there, Linda.
I'm hanging in there. I'm moving forward. So
Yep.
nothing's gonna stop me. So
Yep.
it's my dream, and
Mm-hmm.
so I'm not gonna give up on it. I've come way too
Right.
far. I've spent way too much money in equipment. Spent way too much money to do these events. So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, no, I'm going. I don't care who's coming with me. I'm going by myself if I
Right.
have to.
Right. If
Does it
if
scare
you
me to go
have
by myself? Maybe, yes, but
yeah. If you have to make that paranormal journey alone, I think people should still do it, especially those that are mediums, empaths, psychics. A lot of times you do have to face that journey by yourself because we're not all like mind. We're not all going to pick up on the same thing. So, that's the thing. Like we have to stay on our path, and that's where you need to be.
right.
Waiting for my food. Where's our food, Corey? Thanks for stopping in, Corey. We appreciate it. By the way,
Corey.
guys, if you have any questions for Linda, please feel free to put them down in the comment section and we will share those. Actually, I think a lot of the stuff we talked about last time had to do with LNL. So I'm actually kind of more curious about you specifically and your medium empath. Um, Tell us about that. Like, do you ever read for anybody intentionally or unintentionally? Do you have like vivid dreams? Like what kind of makes you a medium or an empath?
So I have like really vivid dreams. Like can't explain it. I will have these vivid dreams, and a couple months to a year down the road they will come true, and it's like deja vu,
Okay.
and it scares me sometimes. The really vivid ones that I have do come true. So the
Okay.
most recent one I've had, and I really pray to God that it does not come true, is
Yeah.
someone breaking into the house
Oh
and
gosh.
trying to I haven't really deciphered it yet. Because I'm really, really good at deciphering the messages that get sent to me.
Yeah.
But it's someone breaking into our house with a loaded weapon and trying to kill me and my boyfriend, and it's like I escaped to go get help, and then after that I'm looking back because I've been shot, so I'm trying to get help, and
Right.
I look back and then at my house to see whoever is trying to find out who the person is, and I wake up
Oh wow.
sweating, heavy breathing, heart pounding. So it's really scary, my vivid dreams I have. My empathness, I can feel others people's energies. Like, so if I'm around somebody new,
Yeah.
I can feel like if it's negative or if it's positive. If I have a negative feeling, I honestly hate to say it, but it's automatically, I don't like you. I can't put my finger on it. It's because of the negative energy I get.
Right.
I have been able to, my ghost, as I call him, and most of you know him as my boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
There was this one time, I guess it's a medium empath thing. I'm not for sure really what, I haven't asked any questions about this. We were laying in bed, and I had someone come to me, and I didn't know who it was. It was a male. And I looked at him and I said, "Babe, do you know somebody about this tall, brown hair, wearing like a plaid shirt, jeans, and cowboy boots?" And his face went blank for a minute. He got on his phone. I was like, okay, maybe, maybe I'm going crazy. Maybe I got to figure out why this person's coming to me.
Yeah.
And he scrolled his Facebook and he looks and goes, "Is this the guy?" And I was like, "Yeah, that's him." "Why?" And he goes, "You went through my phone." I was like, "No." And he said, I was like, he's saying his nickname or his name is like Piggy or something like that. I couldn't remember exactly what it is. And I can't remember now because he wasn't. And like his face went white. And I honestly thought that he was going to leave me because he looked and said that was his best friend. And his best friend died.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I've had a couple instances like that. Another time was a woman came to me and I described her to somebody else, and she goes, "Wait, that's the woman that I've been seeing in my house." And it was from one of our previous investigations that we've helped with.
Yeah.
So it's I've lost many friends because of my abilities. My empathness, I can feel when the people closest to me are hurting. Like when the boyfriend's got a headache or something's wrong with him, I instantly know. And I feel, like I said, people's energies. So it's kind of weird.
Now, when you say you know he has a headache, do you actually feel the headache also, or is it just something that you know in your head, like you just know it?
I feel it.
You feel it too?
I can
Okay.
feel where his head is hurting, and then if he's upset or like, there's times when I don't get those sensations of the pain. I'll be like, "You're hurting, aren't you? I can tell it." And he goes, "My back's hurting really bad." "How did you know?" I was like, "I don't know. I just know. You're giving off some kind of weird vibe." I know when he's upset. Like it scares me at times because I really haven't embraced my abilities, I guess you could say.
Right. Well, and the other thing, there's a bit of a downfall with having those abilities of understanding other people and their feelings, and it's really hard to maintain relationships too. That people don't realize that, like, yes, you can connect with people really well, but it's also hard to keep those relationships because A, you scare people away, or B, you know what's going on without them even saying anything. So it's really hard to, both ways. Either way, it could be a really positive thing, it could be a really negative thing. And I did a video on that years ago, on my old YouTube channel, and it's just, and I'm sure you found that when you're like, something's off, something's different in the energy, like you have a really good friend, and then all of a sudden the energy is just different, and something's wrong, but you just don't know exactly what it is. And so yeah,
exactly. And luckily,
yeah, no, you can't, Jeremy.
Yeah, nope. It's hard. It's hard. But luckily I found, my boyfriend, my ghost. He is really understanding, and there's times when I think that he gets annoyed with it all because I'm like, "What's wrong? Just tell me what's wrong. I know something goes wrong. Just tell me." And I'm the type of person, if I get strong feelings, I have to find out what it is because it's going to affect me. Because as Brad said, it is exhausting being an empath because you're trying to figure it out, and it's like all of your energy is being drained because you're trying to figure out what's going on, and it is hard to keep a secret with an empath. But luckily he understands, and he knows when I'm hurting too. So it's like he knows when I'm hurting, like especially with my shoulder and my recent surgery. He'll be like, "You need to go lay down." So going on 4 years.
Yeah, awesome. That's awesome. Yeah, I mean, even people that are empaths can gain those skills if they're with somebody long enough where they can kind of read you. I mean, that's just normal human nature, but empaths seem to do it a lot faster. It doesn't take us long to figure people out. I mean, we're just like instantly. Yeah. And I'm like you. I know as soon as I meet you if I'm going to like you or not. As soon as I meet you, you don't have to say a word. I'll just look at you. Bam. I like you. I don't like you.
And I hate to say that because it makes it sound like bad people. But hey, quiet. Sorry about that. Being an empath,
no problem.
You get these, and you like you said, you instantly know if I'm gonna like you or if I'm not gonna like you. And I try to steer away from people that I can't get a grasp on. So if I get mixed signals, it's like, wait a minute, I don't know if I can trust you. So I'm just gonna stay away from you. But it's
And the thing is, like, it's not like we're judging you based on your looks, based on your attitude. What we're judging you on is your energy. It's your energy that you're putting off. That's where we're coming up with whether we like you or not. It's that simple.
The energy.
So it sounds like too soon to make a judgment joke. What are you talking about, Jeremy? What's your judgmental joke? I'm confused. Jeremy's not really an empath.
I see that.
What's he talking about? He talking smack.
LOL. He's talking smack.
He's talking smack. Whatever, Jeremy. I don't know what he's talking about. I don't think she's doing readings. Oh wait.
I don't do readings.
He's asked for a card reading. Barry, thank you for joining us, but we're just chit-chatting today. If you have questions.
Yep.
Yeah. We're chit-chatting. We don't read cards, by the way. But I don't know. Have you ever read a card before? I read them just for fun, just to goof around, but
no, I honestly have never. I mean, I've seen them. I've picked them up, and they just don't feel right to me. So I don't do it. If they don't feel right to me, I'm not gonna do it. So it's like, okay, I'll just take my, what abilities I have and just roll with it.
Do you ever use any tools like a pendulum or anything like that?
Nope.
Nope. Just yourself, right?
Nothing like that. Just myself.
I'd like to know what the secret is everybody's talking about. What's Jeremy's secret?
They're talking smack to each other.
I know. They're having too much fun in the comments section.
It's okay. I'm getting a laugh out of it. I need it. Thanks, guys.
Yes. You guys are awesome. Yeah, so but yeah, Jack Sparrow, Jesus Christ. I'm just gonna show this because it is kind of funny because it kind of is like Jack Sparrow right now. There's Chanel. Welcome, Chanel. Is it Chanel or Chanel? I always say Chanel.
Chanel, I think is how it's pronounced. I can't remember.
We'll just say, "Hey, girl."
I want to say Chanel, but she can correct us later.
Yeah.
Love you.
Yep. So I know that you've had a lot of dreams and stuff, and it sounds like you've had some predictions come true. That's, to me, I always categorize predictions as like a more of a psychic ability, not really medium ability, more of a psychic thing. So do you have any other psychic abilities that you would say other than Like, are you any good at like guessing things typically that are coming true, or does it usually come to you through dreams?
I honestly don't know how to answer this because I usually just have the dreams or
Okay.
like visions. I guess you could also have like visions. I guess like I'll zone out and I'll be in flashes of pictures.
Okay. Yeah.
So it's really weird. Um, I honestly can't remember the last time I had a flash, like a vision. Um, so most of the time it's just dreams.
Okay.
Like I'll zone out
That's awesome.
and my ghost is like, "Babe, are you okay?" I'm like, oh, "Yeah, I'm fine. Sorry." Just because it's like when it's really important, I'll start getting these visions, and it's just branches, and I've never actually been able to put things together from the visions, honestly. So I
Oh,
just kind of
really?
disregard them, unfortunately. Much as I say that, yeah, because I can't pinpoint things off of them. And when I ask whoever is giving me the flashes to come forward so I can help them, I never get a response. So it's like, okay, maybe it was just someone passing through, don't
Yeah.
need help, we're all good. Yeah. So
Do you ever get like past visions? Like, sorry, somebody's like jamming outside my house. If you could hear that music.
no,
So you ever get like
no
past
train
visions? Like,
outside
do you
my.
ever walk? Do what? I'm sorry.
I said, you're good. I have a train going by my house right now, so
Oh yeah, I heard it.
that's
It's
all I
fine.
hear.
So yeah, what I was gonna ask is like, do you ever go in buildings and have any like past visions? Like, do you walk in a building and you can see it like 30 years ago or 100 years ago, or just the land itself? Do you ever do that?
Yeah, actually, I have. It hasn't been recent. I went. Where did I go? I can't remember where I went. I know I was with my ghost, and I stepped in and I just stopped because like all I seen
Mm.
was like I want to say 1800s era people dancing, and I'm like, well, what just happened? What? Because I have never had it happen. So like my abilities are
Yeah.
getting stronger and stronger as I progress, and it's like, whoa, I don't know how to deal with this. Um,
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty cool. It was just like a flash, though. It was like I seen people dancing. I want to say it was a restaurant that we went
Okay.
to, and it was like a pretty open concept restaurant. So
Okay. Yeah, I recommend it if you ever come across that again. This is my recommendation. I know it's really scary when you walk in a building and it like the whole building changes, but immerse yourself in it instead of like being like, whoa, like immerse yourself in it and you'll get to see so much more clearly and stuff like that. It's just I do it a lot when I do walkthroughs at locations. So that's just like my recommendation if you do have it again, because it's one of my favorite things to go back in time like that. So yeah,
sorry.
definitely that no problem. Definitely immerse yourself in it.
Yeah, I will. So
Yeah. Natalie has a question for you. Do you ever have dreams about locations you've investigated?
yep, I have.
Before or after?
The
So that makes
Monroe.
a difference.
Yeah, both. Honestly,
Both.
both. I've had.
Okay.
That reminds me. That question reminded me. Sorry.
That's okay.
I had this one weird dream. It wasn't really vivid, but it was weird that I had was inside this empty house, like by
Okay.
myself. I was like, whoa, you know. And I was walking through, and there was little kids and stuff in this house, and it was just weird. It wasn't really nothing bad. It wasn't really nothing. It just like it felt off. And then when we first went to the Monroe house, I walked through that door and it all just came flashing back like I was there. I've been there. And I
Oh
couldn't,
wow.
yeah, couldn't put my finger on it. And then after we left, we were on our way home. I came home, took a nap, and that's when I laid down to take a nap, I was like, wait a minute, I've dreamt about that house. I was like, that's scary. I mean, I've never been even to Hartford City, Indiana. I don't know where this, I didn't know where this place was. And so, but yeah, I do have dreams about places that we've investigated afterward. I've, like, one of our private investigations, our residentials, we had to help take care of. I ended up dreaming that I was running through her woods after somebody that was causing her trouble, that were doing like satanic rituals and stuff on her on her woods. She's got 35 acres of property, so I was running through her woods chasing after this person.
Right.
And this was after I'd been there. We've destroyed the Ouija board that someone played with. We've taken care of the what's it called? Pentagram that was in her woods. And sorry. And I had messaged her. I was like, hey, is everything okay? I, just have this feeling. And it was because of the stream. And she had said that she was having more issues. So we went back out again and she was having issues. And we finally got her. I told her, I was like, this is what you need to do.
Yeah.
Just do this and everything should calm down. Right. And she did. And I really haven't heard from her since then. So
that's always a good sign. I mean, if you're trying to help them get rid of a haunting or at least calm things down, not hearing back from them is usually a good sign.
Oh, yeah. We've helped that lady out a lot. And she's an older lady. And bless her heart. She was, her daughter was I don't know if anybody knows of what an Indian witch is.
Mm-hmm.
She was doing what an Indian witch would do. So she was calling herself an Indian witch. Gotcha. And I'm like, I've never heard of this. So I ended up Googling it, printing out what I found, doing my research on it like I do at every place. Tank, quiet. And told her, I said, this is what's going on. Your daughter is doing this because she wants your land and she's trying to kill you off. That's what an Indian witch does.
Wow.
And yeah, it's pretty messed up. So if you ever get a chance, Google Indian witch.
I will. I'm going to, like, right after this. That is so interesting.
It is.
I've heard of a lot of witches, but that's not one that usually comes up.
No, I've never, like you said, I've heard a lot of witches and everything. I've never heard of an Indian witch. I'm like, what is an Indian, And she was like, she says she's practicing Indian magic. I was like, you know how many tribes of Indians there are? I mean,
there's a lot.
So I had to Google it. I honestly didn't know. And the Indian witch doesn't just pertain to one tribe, though, from what I read.
Right.
It's all the tribes. So, yeah.
And it's witchcraft is not something I dabble in at all, but I feel like people who dabble into it have to be very specific about, because isn't there just like so many different like categories of witchcraft? Like, you know what I mean? It's not something I get into, but it's I would definitely think, just like, we're talking about tribes being separate out, but even the type of witches are different.
Chanel, you'll be the one to answer this for us, just so you know.
Oh yeah, Chanel might have an answer to that. If she's still here.
I'm curious. I've never practiced it myself. I've known people that tried. A friend of mine, he basically raised me, and he was doing kind of like the Wiccan craft thing. If that's right, don't come at me, people. Whoever does Wiccan, please.
Yeah. Sorry if I offend you.
Yeah. So I'm not here to offend anybody. And he was doing it, and some of the things that he was doing scared me, and I was like, yeah, no more.
Yeah.
I still talk to him from occasion because, well, he basically raised me.
Right.
But he was like, I had told him that I thought I was actually being attacked because I was having nightmare after nightmare after nightmare, like these really vivid dreams.
Yeah.
And dealing with the major migraine, I was like, I'm being attacked. Like, I don't know. I mean, much as I hate to say it, when me and you talked on the phone that day, about everything. All of that started happening. Like the migraines, I could not get rid of a migraine. I was my nightmare after nightmare. I couldn't sleep. I felt like I was actually being spiritually attacked. And he was like, "Do I need to do a cleansing on you?" I was like, "No." I was like, "I got a friend. I'm going to go see her. She's going to do what she needs to do. You know, we're fine.
Yeah.
I don't want to go." He goes, "Do I need to send protection your way?" I was like, "No. I got protection. We're all good." So the only thing I could come up with is that whoever was attacking me through my dreams.
Right.
Still didn't figure out what was going on.
Did they finally leave you alone?
Pretty much. I think they finally backed off a little bit, but I still don't know who was doing it. So, and I was like, I have not, excuse my language, pissed off anybody that I know of. You know, the only people that I've supposedly upset so bad, I don't even know them on a personal level.
Okay.
And it was the people that were upset at me for something I didn't do, which we talked about.
Yeah.
Her family.
And
I don't know them on a personal level. The only time I talked to the one person because when she was in the hospital. So it's like, I don't know, and they don't even know where I live. So,
I mean, are they the type that I guess you'd be like they conjure something up? You know what I mean? Or do you think I do? Huh?
I honestly don't know because like I said, I didn't know them on a personal level. The only person that would be able to know that answer, and she's not here today.
Gotcha.
And I haven't mentioned nothing like that to her, so.
Right. I do think at times, sometimes we manifest our own little attackers in our dreams. I do think that. I don't know why, but I think times where I've done that, where maybe it's a personal battle I'm having, and it's like, you know, some people say, well, that's just typical dreaming or whatever. But I mean, unless you dream vividly and lucidly like we do, you're not going to understand how real it is for us. It is very real. Dreams are it's like a whole nother world. When you go to sleep at night, you don't just go to sleep. You go on vacation. You go across the world. You go somewhere else. And I don't know about you, but for me, I revisit a lot of places. Do you tend to revisit a lot of places?
I do, like, honestly.
Do you?
I don't know what they call it technically. I tend to, like, with my dad being a traveler, I have been to every state except for Alaska and Hawaii. And the most places that I felt, you know, were beautiful and stuff, I go there. Like, it's like, I'm not there physically, but spiritually I'm there.
Yeah.
And when I come back to my body, I'm so exhausted. I don't know exactly what it's called, but I can go to places like I've investigated and stuff. So,
like astral projection?
Sure, if that's what it's called.
I mean, usually it's intentional, but I think some people do travel unintentionally.
I've woken up with some weird bruises, and I have no idea where they came from. Like, I had a paw print this big on my calf muscle, and I woke up with it, and I looked at my boyfriend, and I was like, "Look at this," and he goes, "Where'd you get that from?" I was like, we were joking. I was like, "What, did you beat me up in your sleep and you didn't realize?" He goes, "Babe, that's I looked at it. I was like, well, that's not Boo Boots. My fur ball. She's up 5 pounds." I was like, did one of the dogs get out and maybe happen just to, like, you know, jump on the bed? Because I mean, I do bruise easily. No, we don't understand. I wake up with bruises, like random bruises all the time, and we don't understand where they come from. So, and he goes, "Well, did you dream anything?" I was like, "I can't remember. I wake up and it's like I don't dream anything." So he goes, "Well, maybe you're leaving your body at night and you're just not realizing it." I was like, "I need a bodyguard then."
Yeah.
Put me on a leash. I'm tired of waking up with random bruises where I think you're abusing me. And he doesn't. So it is weird.
Yeah, that's the first thing I do is if I wake up with a strange scratch or something. First thing I do is I try to recall my dream to see if it would be associated in any way. Because you could have easily, like, not even purposely traveled. You know, like I said, sometimes we just don't mean to. It's just there's a message to be found, and we're just drawn there while we're sleeping. It's not something we're seeking. It's something that we're feeling and needing that we need to go to, whether it be a guide that guides us that way. It's just our intuition that's telling us to go that way. Absolutely, that would be my first thing. I would be, what was my dream last night? Like,
right, I try. Stop it. I try to remember, like, when I have these random bruises, I'm like, okay, what did I do? Did I hit something yesterday?
mm-hmm.
I was like, well, no, that wouldn't have caused it because it's too low. And then I'm sitting there thinking, did I dream? I just don't remember it, you know? And most of the time, it's where I can't recall these dreams with these bruises. And I'm like, okay, well, you know what? If it's a message, I guess it's going to come to me sooner or later, but just stop bruising me, please.
Yeah. And hopefully you're not getting attacked or anything like that, you know. But out of curiosity, yeah. Out of curiosity, Brad, is your wife a medium empath? I'm just curious. I don't, you know, because that's pretty typical for people who are sensitive to have that issue. I've noticed. I've talked to a lot of mediums since getting in the field, and you haven't.
I haven't talked to a lot of people. I try to keep my circle small. And
hey, that's all right.
Usually when I'm talking to, I mean, I've come across people saying that they're medium empaths. And so I put blocks up. Because if I don't put blocks up, like if I'm at an event and I don't put blocks up, I just get, you know, you should know how it is, an overwhelming amount of emotions and energy. And it's like, well, you know, it takes a lot out of you. So I put blocks up. But if it's just one individual person that's saying, hey, yeah, I'm psychic, I'm a medium, you know, I take my blocks down, let, you know, my abilities do their thing. And I try to give them a kind of like a small quiz. And
yeah,
it's bad. It is.
Testing people.
Yeah, because there's a lot of fakes out there that, you know,
there is.
They go and they're making money off of this. And I'm like, why would you do that? Why would you sit there and try to get money off of this? And you're not even real. Like, it's sad. So I try to keep my circle small.
Yeah.
And I've always done that.
Yeah. Okay. Well, Brad, if your wife has any questions, we know we have a couple medium empaths that may be able to answer her questions. So, like, there's two right here. Yeah, definitely. I know when I met. What's that?
I said I might not know like everything, and I don't claim to, but I'm pretty good at answering certain questions from my own experience. So.
Right. And that's really all that we can base a lot of our information from is our own experience. We can sit and read all the books we want about other people's experiences and other people's expertise, but really focusing on yourself and what you experience and what makes sense for you is the best way to go about dealing with mediumship, dealing with your sensitivity to others. Like, just pay attention to yourself. You don't need to read a book to figure out if you're intuitive or not. You just don't. You don't need to do a quiz online either.
I've never done those books and I've never done those quizzes. Ever since I was a little girl, I knew I was different. So it's like, okay, I'm different.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm fine with being different. I'm not normal, and what is normal anymore, you know?
So there is no such thing, it seems like.
When I was in school and I didn't have very many friends because of what I could do, because I didn't know how to shut it off. Right. I was like, you know what? One of these days I'll find people like me and we'll hopefully click and I'll have, you know, a great group of friends that, you know, are into the stuff like I am. And I'll call it good.
Yeah. Yeah, I tend to stray away from the term normal anymore, and I just go with average. There's people that are average and there's people that are just extraordinary. So, and that's how I like to look at it. Those people who are gifted and legit gifted people are extraordinary, and they're interesting, and they're the people I want to get to know. Pretty much. So,
yeah.
Normal's overrated. Absolutely.
Yes, I totally agree with that. Yes, it is. It's overrated. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
For sure. Yeah. So, I mean, I know when I met you, I instantly kind of try to figure people out too. And I know when I met you, I'm like, she's got something going on there. So, I was really happy that because you approached. Was this last year that we met? Was it this past Paraunity, or was it the one before?
It was last Paraunity. It was last October, 2021,
so it was,
when we met.
Okay. Yeah, well, I went to the 2021, not 2020. Yeah, like 2020. I went to that one. But I didn't set up a table or anything because I didn't know anybody there in 2020. That's when I met like everybody that's in this area, Northeast Indiana. So before that, all my friends were in Indy. They were Michigan. They were all over the place. But once I went to Paraunity, I actually got to meet some local people, and I thought I was like alone in this area of the state. But no, there's a lot of people here, and I'm glad I went. But 2021, yes, that was the year that I set up a table, which this year I'll be setting up too. So
we'll be setting up too. So yep, and when I was there, it was kind of I remember it, but then again I don't, because I was on different medications for my shoulder, and I had just took them right before the event started. So when the event started, my meds were kicking in. So it was making me feel kinds of weird. I'm like, oh my gosh, people are going to think I'm on something. I'm crazy. I'm lying, So that's why I pretty much stayed in, at our table that most of the time, because I was trying to get the medicine wear off a little bit. And it's like, oh my gosh, people are going to think I'm crazy.
Yeah.
Or I'm just here because, even if I didn't have the abilities, I'm still into the paranormal either way. Mm-hmm. So.
Well, I didn't think you were crazy when I met you. Yes. But yeah, absolutely. And I know this year is actually going to be a lot bigger of an event. So are you ready for that? For a bigger event?
I am ready. I'm super stoked. I am.
Awesome. So I know there's going to be 2 buildings. There's going to be more vendors. There's going to be more activities.
Now. So
what's that?
I said from what Corey posted there, from what he had posted a list of some of the vendors already, and it's over 20 now. So.
Yep. And I think last year, I don't know how many were there last year, but it was only 1 building.
Yeah, it didn't look like that. There was that many.
That's because, Brad, we're awesome. As Indiana people are awesome. We got that Hoosier flair.
We're all like, have you ever noticed though, with all of us, we're kind of like in the central / I just drew a blank. Central Indiana, Eastern Indiana. We're all like pretty much clustered together. Like all of us that talk and everything. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty awesome. Same. Brad, by the way, where are you at? Where are you from? I'm curious.
Yeah.
There are 2 types of people when you tell them you're into the paranormal. The ones that think it's cool and the ones that just,
Yeah, or look at you and be like, you're a freak and walk away. I've had that happen to me.
Have you really? Yep. Oh, man.
That's why
I've been
all my friends.
Really? You need new friends anyways, it sounds like.
I got rid of those
Yeah. I've kept my paranormal kind of life kind of secretive until the past couple years, and I just screw it. Oh,
Same with me.
Wisconsin. Same with you.
Yep, kept everything pretty much a secret
Mm-hmm.
until my ex-husband, he wouldn't let me do nothing paranormal. And then my ghost, when me and him got together, and he, I told him I was into the paranormal, but I didn't tell him about any of my abilities until
Yeah.
shortly after we got. It was like a year after we got together. That's when the whole his friend that had passed away came to me and everything. Um, and then I felt like the team wasn't going anywhere. So I tried and tried and tried to burn my binders and give up everything, and he wouldn't let me.
Yeah.
So that's when I finally decided the last time is no, it will happen. Um, his friend that's going to be there at Para Unity this year in the Bat costume sent him the Hannah House event, and he
Okay.
sent it to me, and he was like, I was like, can we go? And he goes, yeah, we can go. And that when we went to the Hannah House event, because it was already on my list,
Yeah.
Paranormal Day celebration. After that, that's when I finally decided, you know what, I'm done hiding anymore. You know, I am who I am.
Mm-hmm.
People don't like it. Well, I can make new friends, and I've made wonderful new friends in the last year.
Yeah. It's
Shut up, Ryan.
hard
Shut up.
in society. It's hard in this society. Like I know that paranormal's more welcome than it used to be, thanks to television, probably. Um, but it's not just telling them you're in the paranormal. That's the scary part. It's telling them you're a medium or telling them you're an empath. To me, that's the scary part. It's like coming out of the closet. You know, it's. I know that's maybe not quite a good metaphor, but it is similar to that. It's the scaredness of saying it and then allowing people to judge you and stuff like that. So definitely glad you're opening up to the idea of being open about it.
Yeah, I am. I'm completely, it is scary telling someone, hey, I am a medium empath, and the people that I've told seem like, to me, seem like it, they're like, oh, cool, it's cool, and then I've gotten people when I've told them, well, what do you feel about me, or and everything, or try to get a reading. I'm like, okay, I don't do readings. I don't do readings in any way, shape, or form. I
Right.
just go by off what the energy tells me.
Right.
And I've had people call me a freak. You're a freak. Don't come around me. Okay.
That's so
But
wild to
now it's more of
me.
I'm embracing it more and more. And
Yeah.
like I said earlier, I am going forward, even if it's by myself. My ghost says he's like, well, you're not by yourself. I was like, well, you don't like being in the field. He goes
Right.
with us, our sits in command center and watches our cameras. He goes, but if I really had to, Chanel actually got him to participate in the investigation this last time. So if you go to
Oh.
my actually go to the website, because I can't get my Facebook to let them upload, but all the pictures from that second investigation from the Monroe house is on our website. It's L&L Paranormal
Okay.
Investigations. Clarissa, if I'm saying that right, sorry. Had you put that on the link, right, on the thing?
Yep.
But
It's
yeah,
in
she
there. It's
actually got
in the description.
him to
Yeah.
join,
And
and he got really good.
that's awesome. Yeah. I think everybody should experience it at least once. Just go. Just sit in a dark room in the quiet and see what happens. Just one time. Just do it. Everybody should try it.
But then again, you do have that. If you're sitting by yourself in a dark room, I've witnessed it. People think things happen, and it's just your
Mm-hmm.
mind playing tricks on you. I had a friend say that she was into the paranormal. Okay, cool. What have you done? Because she wanted to join my team. And I honestly hate to say it, but I put people that want to join my team through a test to see if they're, like you said, like if they're going to go all the way with me. And if you say that you've done paranormal for years, then you would know what an orb looks like. You'll know, a bug or a piece of dust on a picture, or be able to hear things from the EVPs. And she was like, well, I heard this in this room. Okay. Cool. But I had pictures like I've taken off the internet. Luckily now I don't have to worry about doing that because I have my own pictures of orbs. And I was like, well, which one's orbs? And she picked out the whole thing. I'm like, I thought you said you were into the paranormal for it was so many years. And she goes, well, I am. I was like, that's not an orb. That's dust particle. And that one right there is a bug. And she goes, well, how do you know? Well, because for one, the dust particle, orbs and dust particles, they look similar, but dust has a distinctive pattern in a video where an orb doesn't, And well, I guess I was like, let me guess, you just watch the shows. You don't actually actively investigate. And she goes, yeah. I was like, oh my God, no, I can't. And she goes, I'm afraid to be in a room by myself. I was like, yeah, no, you can't be afraid.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm afraid when I go to these unknown locations. Yes.
Yeah.
Because you never know what's going to happen. And people are always like, well, why do you do the history on these places? And I'm into history. So, yes, I have my binders. Yes, some of those places, majority of those places, 99% of those places, I haven't been to. But yet, I don't look at what other teams have been, yes, some of it is, what other people have said about the place, what they've experienced. But it's like every team does not have the same experience in these locations. So I want to know what my team is going into. Are we going to have to be prepared, or is something benevolent going to come to toward us, or is it going to be something that's going to be peaceful and we're not going to get harmed in any way, shape, or form?
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You never know what you'll come across, even if everybody else has gone through the same stuff. For sure.
Getting the history, because I'm crazy about history and I'm drawn to old Victorian style things. Mm-hmm. And so getting the history of the back history of the place, when it was built, how it became a haunted location, as people would say.
Right.
And so it's not because I'm looking to see what other people has done. It's because I want to know, what am I getting myself into,
Right. Absolutely.
If you look through my report, sure is nothing in there about what other teams have said. And most of the things that I post and are put in my binders through the history reports is what actual civilians, as they call them, not paranormal investigators, but average, as you would call them, have experienced there.
Right. Absolutely. I like talking to people who have actually just been there not for paranormal reasons. Those people are the ones who have the interesting stories. All right. Well, we're a little bit behind on ending the show on time for the next one that's coming on, but I do want to thank you again so much for joining me. I greatly, greatly, greatly appreciate it. And also, everybody, go follow L&L Paranormal. The links are in the description. And thank you so much for joining us tonight. I greatly appreciate it. We'll have another show next week. I will post later on who that's going to be. I have my guests already set up. I just got to get the bio and everything set up and publicized. But I do want to say thank everybody. And also go support Unveil Paranormal. And sounds good, Brad. Go support Unveil Paranormal. Links are in the description below. And go follow me on the other platforms if you don't prefer Facebook or YouTube. And with that said, everybody, I hope all of you have a great and wonderful night. Bye.
Bye.